Sam. This is Big Nerds Wargaming, and this is Hobby Hangout, Slay the Gray, whatever you want to call it. I am painting the Butte Gilliman, picking it from a couple weeks ago. I made some progress since I was last on camera painting him. Pretty much got most of his body done. You can see here. Body is looking pretty good. This is going to be my entry for Golden Demon this year at Adepticon. I'll probably go back and do some final highlights to this once I get more of this painted and put together. However, I'm going to continue and paint up his shoulder and shoulders and chest piece today, and hopefully get those attached. It'll look pretty sweet. But yeah, so let's just get right to it then. So I have on my palette a assortment of blues. Starting from the left, we got Cantor blue mixed with some Xerxes purple, a little bit of black, Cantor blue, McCraig, Altarfgard blue, Kelgar blue, 50-50 Kelgar, and Fenrisian gray, and I'm gonna try to get some light and dark shades going here. You can see here on his armor, I have some spots where it's lighter, some spots where it's darker, and that's just kind of going back and forth and blending these blues together. Howdy, howdy, how you doing? Ian, hey Ian, how's it going? I recognize you by the name. I am doing good. Just getting started on painting some more of the Gilliman. Gonna be working on the shoulders and the chest plate today. Working on my blade guard. Awesome. Nice. We get to paint together. So, I did some zenithal highlighting. So the purple areas are supposed to represent shade and darkness, and the yellow is kind of the light source. So I'm just going to start taking some colors and blocking them in on the armor. Like, for example, put our dark blue purple mix, these darker areas. And then we'll kind of build up from there. And then McCraig blue is kind of the color that's supposed to be when it's well lit, but not like intensely lit. So I'm going to start putting that in some of these areas where there's a lot of painted on light from the zenithal. Pretty thin. You can still see the yellow underneath. Just have to do this in a series of layers. And hopefully I got a good camera setup where you can see what I'm doing and I can get really close to the model and see what I'm doing. Kind of struggled a little last time I was painting him because I wanted to get really close. When I paint them off camera, I'm like super close. Start blending in some Cantor blue in these darker areas. Still kind of want the purple to show a little bit underneath in the shadow, because I think that looks pretty cool. Just really subtly though. I don't want it to be very dominant. I got 18 blade guard. Holy cow, that's a lot of blade guard. A lot of blade guard. I want to get some more blade guard. They're cool. I just have 3 from Indomitus. I'm kind of just going around, slapping some paint on, doing a little blending. Until things look about right. I get some under pectoral shading. Love running them with Tigurius for the -1 to hit and free interrupt. Also, Sicarius is a nice scout on him. Yeah, those Ultramarine characters. I have Uriel Ventrius. I need to get him painted up. I actually gotta start playing with my Ultramarines more. So, I'm trying to build up the blue, making it a little bit lighter. So I'm looking at it in comparison to the armor behind me, and it's could use a little bit more. It is perhaps a little too dark right now. I'm going to take some Calgar blue, some water, and start glazing this over very carefully. Keeping it nice and thin. The zenithal lighting shading I did is kind of extreme, and I'm trying to keep that going on throughout the model as I paint it. It's kind of, sometimes it's easy to lose track of some of that. Rocking out with Bobby G. Sure am. Hello, David. How are we all doing tonight? I think that looks okay for now. I'm gonna move on this eagle. And I'm just gonna do this emblem here in the middle, blue. Sorry, Sam. Between you and the music's winning. Oh! Thank you. How's that? Better? I think I turned it up a little too much. So I want this inner emblem here to be blue, and that's going to be some gold accents. Well, now I can hear you. Good. Good. Alright, so over here we got a similar story. Gonna do some blending on the blues till we get that shading effect that I'm looking for. Starting with our purplish blue. To preserve some of that zenithal lighting. Moving up to Cantor blue. Cantor blue getting in there. And then McCraig blue for most of this. That is the primary color of the armor. Some more rebooty! Yes. It's a rebooty call. I just kind of feel like I've been on a roll, so gonna keep that going. And I got through most of the schlag that was his body. All that trim. Oh my gosh. It's like, why did I decide to try non-metallic metal for this? Crazy. That blue in there. Now I'm going to start lightening it up a little bit. Just lightly layering on Altdorf Guard blue. These lighter areas. These are really, really thin coats. It's very subtle. Oh, but those Phoenix Lords, though. Rip my wallet and the Eldar. Haha! Yeah. Here's what we got so far on his body. That I was painting off camera. I'm I'm not totally happy with the non-metallic metal on the gold. I've never actually painted not non-metallic metal before, like this. But it's I think it's I wish some of the blending was a little bit smoother. Maybe I can try to fix some of that later. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with how it looks. But yeah, nicely done. Thank you. Yeah, so this is mostly done right here. Other than maybe some little highlights, touch-ups here and there. It's hard to see on camera. I bet it looks even better on the table. Yeah, it looks really good in person. I will say that the camera, definitely. I mean, that's with any miniature. When you have a picture of it, it like pushes the contrast too much, and like the blending between colors is some of that's lost a little bit because you can only encode so many colors in a digital format before they kind of just get like pushed to their near neighbors of what the next color is. If that makes sense. So that is one disadvantage, but yeah, it definitely looks a bit better in person. But yeah, I'll have to screen the camera. Don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it does look way better on in person for sure. I totally get what you're saying. Totally. Yeah, I got the that new Krieg Army box. Looking forward to starting to put that together and painting those, but I figured I should make some more progress on Gilman, so that he's gonna be all set for Adepticon, and so I'm not like rushing to finish him, in the final weeks. So that way, when I finish painting him up, my reward will be working on the new Krieg stuff, and I also pre-ordered some fire dragons, Fugen, and Ezerman to start off with for the new Eldar releases. So that'll be fun once those come in, and I'll probably do that Aspect Warrior painting series because I got some Dire Avengers, I got some Dark Reapers and Magan Ra. I could do most of them. I already have my Striking Scorpions painted up. Yeah, I think the non-metallic metal, it could be better, but I don't think it looks bad. It could be smoother, but I think it works. I think also with it being thin trim pieces and not like huge blocks, it makes it a little bit more forgiving than like a big piece of metal. So, but yeah. So I think does this blue look okay? I think I can see the yellow underneath a little bit too much on the shoulder pad. I'm gonna try to fix that. Just gonna glaze over some McCragg blue and kind of lighten it up a little bit more. Vegan, Azerman, Baharath, and the Hawks and Fire Dragons. Oh my gosh! Just buy the whole line, why don't you? Yeah, it was tempting though. It's like, well, I'll do these, I'll finish them up, and then I'll probably just buy some more. By that time, they should be pretty readily available from most places. Yeah, it's easy to get excited and buy a lot at once, though. Thinking this is looking a little bit better. Just trying to preserve some of my lighting. I do need, I think, some more outdoor guard glue. Rip my wallet. Yeah, Krieg and Eldar back to back. Ugh. Gonna build up this blue a little bit. Pull in the Calgar blue again. Try to work it in here while it's still a little wet. Yeah, painting like this though, it's tedious. I'll be happy to go back to normal painting after this. That's for sure. Alright, let's come back over here. You know, I think this actually might come together a little bit quicker than I was thinking. Because after this, I just have to finish up his sword handle, his head, and then the base. Oh, of course, there's this... Maybe I spoke too soon. There's this big backpack apparatus thing. All of this. So that'll be fun. But, just doing it one piece at a time. But slowly but surely it's coming together. Yeah, having a wet palette really helps though. Glad I have that. It's be like nigh impossible otherwise. I think we want some more Cantor blue down in here. It's almost looking a little too purpley. There. It's a bit better. Alright. So I think the blues look alright. They're blacked in. I think now it's time to start doing some of that. Holy cow, so much trim. So much trim. Maybe we'll do this big shoulder pad first. And then we'll go on to the center. We'll just work left to right, I think. So I'm gonna get my colors out for the non-metallic metal. What I've been doing for this is Rhinox Hide followed by Scrag Brown. And then we do Everland Sunset for that gold. And then to lighten it up, Ushati Bone followed by a final highlight of Wraithbone. That is the non-metallic metal colors. And the right pauldron, I think, is gonna be, want to come out really bright and magnificent looking, because it's like pretty much all gold. It's got a lot of like detail and folds in it, so I think this actually shouldn't be too bad to do. Kind of like the eagles on his leg here. Those ended up coming out pretty well and were fairly easy to do. Like the model kind of did all the work there, just with all the detail sculpted on there. So hoping that this will be kind of a similar story. You ever use any of the Citadel dry brush paint? No, I have not. Didn't they discontinue those, or do they still make those? I don't think they're terribly popular. I feel like they would just come out really powdery because they're so dried out. I could be wrong though. I've never actually used them. They don't seem super popular. They could certainly still be selling them because they may have a lot of stock that they need to get rid of. According to the website, they're still a thing. Unlike Sonny and Cher. I haven't heard Sonny and Cher in a long time. I think you've dated yourself, David. With the old reference. Alright, let's paint this eagle shoulder pauldron. Oh, don't roll your eyes at me. Yeah. I'm just gonna go all around with Ranox hide as a base coat. Should be fairly easy and straightforward. A lot of space to cover. Travis, how are those custodies coming along? Or are they taking a back seat for the Eldar? Carefully not mess up the blue that I did earlier. Looks like it's made of chocolate. The chocolate Space Marine. I think I'll come back and do that center seal separately when I'm done with everything else. I love the scheme. I'm working on bike 2 and 3 and 4. Might finish tonight. Ooh, nice. I love this game, but it's piddly with all the details. Part of my regrets not doing basic Gold Boy scheme. Rattle can, gold wash, dry brush, some details would be trivial by comparison. Yeah. But it wouldn't look as unique. But sometimes easy paint schemes are fun, because then you can crank out an army really quickly. Like my Necrons. That paint scheme is super easy. It's mostly dry brushing and washes. Goes super fast. Alright, we have the chocolate shoulder pad. Just about base coated. I can still see some yellow poking through here and there. Just go over that with a nice thin coat so it kind of gets in the recesses. One of my custodians be more display standard by my paint skill. Yeah, fair enough. It's a great way to kind of push yourself too. Going out of your comfort zone and trying something newer or harder. Alright, now I'm gonna dry this really quick. Alright, dried this with a hair dryer. Now I'm gonna start building up brown. Take some water, mix it in with my Scrag brown. I want this to be fairly thin. Because I can always go over this with several layers if I need to. It's all about building up this grouping of colors. So I want the dark brown to be in the recesses, and then building up the colors kind of on these raised edges and raised details. As the gold catches light. Got a little plastic nub there, I don't like that. This is a display piece after all, it must be perfect. Display standard isn't so bad when the cheapest model on is like 50 points. Some of your Gene Stealer call units, 5 or 10, are probably the same cost as a single bike. Yeah. I don't know why I decided to go display quality with the Gene Stealer cults. They just have so much detail on those models too. It's crazy. Alright, so while that dries, I'll just continue on. Yeah, there's spots here. So I'm just gonna kind of take it easy, nice and slow. This isn't a race. If I rush it, it'll look bad. If I rush it, it'll look bad. Keep reminding myself. It will look bad if I rush. I am impatient. Very impatient. So I think I want like a shimmer, a nice big shimmer kind of coming down here. Have a little bit of dark brown showing. Kind of planning out how the colors are going to go. Kind of figuring this out as I go. Still kind of learning the technique. Trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. These eagle heads. And we just do it again on the other side. Yeah, the face cam will probably be more like a top of the head cam. Because I gotta get really close. See what the heck I'm doing here. I'm trying to power through these custodies before moving on to Eldar. It's an exercise in willpower to not move on. Oh yeah, it's hard. I mean, my desk is full of half-finished, half-started projects. I'm 3D printing some Eldar terrain as we speak. Get some more brown here, and then I gotta do the back side too. I'll start layering on the Everland Sunset, and that's when I'll start to really look gold. And over here on the back side, we're just gonna kind of get some color in there. You aren't gonna see this really because it's gonna be up against his body, but I do want to just get some of the metal effect showing for the parts that you might see if you're looking very carefully. Have you ever seen Kenny Bosher's work, Sam? He has some good tutorials on non-metallic metal I have not ventured into trying. Kenny Bosher? No, I don't think I have. I'm not actually familiar with this this painter. I should check it out. Like, I think I kind of figured out what you have to do for, like, swords, things like that. You kind of do, like, it's almost like a checker alternating pattern for metal. And I'm wondering if it, like, really differs if you're doing gold versus silver. But, yeah, some of these, other shapes are kind of interesting. Maybe a little bit trickier. It's all about, like, creating the illusion of light. Alright, I'm gonna try layering on some Everland Sunset. I'm gonna try going down in size to a smaller layer brush. At least for some of these feathers on the eagle. So I want to make sure I keep that contrast between the light and the dark going. So it's going to start with kind of coming in where I did before, but not going all the way. But yeah, the idea is all these browns just kind of blend together and trick your eye. And it's like, the thing I've noticed with this is it's not until like the last color where it finally is like, ah, okay, it does look like the thing I'm trying to do. It's kind of like a trust the process kind of thing. Let's get some more water in here. The appropriate thickness. Oh, that might be a little too much. Just gonna try to very carefully get that nice gold Everland sunset in there. Very carefully going over this. I can always go back and do more layers too if I need. Once I kind of get all the colors down, I do a little bit of blending as well. I do a little wash with Seraphim Sepia to help kind of just kind of blend it a little bit. I feel like that does help tie some of the colors together and smooth some of the transitions a little bit. I don't like the way that looked, so went back to the Ranax side there. Now we're going back to the Scrag Brown. And back to the Everland Sunset. Nice mustard yellow. Yeah, I should probably watch some videos on non-metallic metal so I know what the hell I'm doing. I mean, I've watched a couple, but over the years. Let's get this backside here. Just gonna kind of carry on my style of doing some lines. It wasn't a criticism. I like what you're doing. Oh no, I didn't take it as such, but thanks. No, totally. I've only done non-metallic metal a couple times. Eldrad Sword by Space Marine Librarian Terminator's Axe, and this. So it's maybe a key select characters here and there, but like it's not something I normally do or want to do for that matter, because I do like my metallic paints. But yeah, kind of trying to do it, going all out Gilliman, best of my ability. So I thought I'd, just really try to challenge myself with something I haven't really done before. An excuse to practice the technique on a bunch of annoying armor trim pieces. Let's get the tail. Alright, it's starting to kind of look like it. Now I'm going to do some Ushati Bone mixed with a little bit of Everland Sunset. It's kind of like an in-between step. And then just kind of repeat the same process. I've kind of realized this doesn't really work super well if you skip colors. Just thin that down just a little bit. Kind of getting the right consistency. I'm learning. Control your opacity as you're layering on these phases of the gold. It's starting to look more and more like bright, shining gold. After doing 10 plus lightning bolts on power weapons, I'm starting to get it down pretty good. Yeah, lightning bolts are fun. Yeah, I've been starting to do some little effects like that more. Like on my Necron Immortals, the Gauss, the Tesla carbines. I mean, I added little lightning to all their guns, which I think looks pretty fun. Brush is starting to dry out. Let's just get that wet again. Yeah, these painting conditions are not ideal. This dry winter air. Not gonna lie, I'm definitely phoning it in on the back side of this. I don't think you'll even really see it, so I'm not really too concerned. Thursday's weather is like low 50s, chance of rain. Funny thing, it'll be 50 degrees higher than like a week ago. Yeah. Yeah, winter's all over the place. It's like -10, 40. We haven't gotten a whole lot of snow, though. I feel like other parts of the country keep getting more snow and we don't. It's kind of a shame because if it's going to be winter and cold, at least, you know, let's have some snow. At least that's just how I see it, at least. So I'm going pure Ushati bone this run. Kind of feels like I'm buffing it. It's getting a little shinier with each pass. Coming together. Yeah, I definitely want to get to the point where I feel like comfortable with this. Like I would never make a tutorial on how to do this really. Just because, yeah, I don't think I have it down where to the point where I feel like I know what I'm doing. Like what I'm doing right now happens to be working. And I don't have like enough certainty as to why I think it's working. Alright, this is what we got so far. Not bad. Not bad. I do got the highlight though. Final highlights. That's gonna be in Wraithbone. So I'm just gonna go really thin here and just kind of. How do you square both collecting nids and ultramarines? Well, I collect ultramarines because when my brother played Warhammer, he doesn't play anymore. He had ultramarines, I had tyranids. But when I got back into Warhammer, I bought the 9th edition Indomitus box because I wanted some marines to go out against my tyranids. I thought maybe, you know, if I have friends over or something, I teach them how to play Warhammer. I need 2 armies, right? So that was the main reason. And to get the rulebook and everything, kind of like a proper reintroduction into the hobby. And then I got more nids and a couple more marines, and then I was like, well, I got these Necrons. Might as well paint them up. And then that year they had a nice Necron Christmas box that I picked up. And then, yeah. Now suddenly I have like a huge Necron army. I wasn't even like planning on collecting them. I was trying to do Ultramarines and Tyranids. And I keep like collecting armies besides Ultramarines. So here I'm just kind of doing more so traditional edge highlighting. Oh, I busted off his chest guard to reglue that onto the assembly holder. I learned an interesting trick for sub-assembly holders. Apparently museum wax. It's a type of wax you can buy. I've never used it before, but I've heard people swear by it, and they say that it's great for like attaching things. It has a good hold, kind of like sticky tack, but it doesn't like gum up your model. Wow, okay. That last highlight really did it, I think. I'm gonna clean this up just a little bit. Hello, Francois. Welcome. Doing some more work on Rebute Gilliman. Painting him a couple weeks ago. Took a little break last week for some Imperial Knights infantry, but back at it. Back at the Gilliman. Just doing a little bit of touching up a spot here I wasn't super happy with. Keep bumping my camera. There we go. That'll have to do, otherwise I'm just gonna paint it 1,000 times. Alright, let's do this the center emblem here. So this gets the same gold recipe treatment that the shoulder pad got. Just way more scaled down. I have to switch to a small brush soon. Alright, now onto the Scrag Brown over the Rhinox hide. So I'm trying not to go everywhere. Just a little bit here and there. Alright, small brush time. Maximum zoom. Just gonna carefully get these edges and layer on all the gold colors. Oh no, I got some in the blue. Have to touch that up. That's okay. That'll be easy to touch up in comparison. Alright, let's touch up that blue real quick. Just gonna grab some Altdorf Guard blue, a little bit of water. Just kind of get it in there. We got a little bit on the crooks. There. I think that's probably about as good as it's gonna get. There's a little gem in there I want to get. I apologize if that was completely out of focus that whole time I was doing that, but it's painted. Let's get that gemstone real quick before I forget. This is going to be Mephiston red, a little bit of black, and a little bit of white. Looks good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Little dab of white. A little inspired to try it myself. You should. You should try it. Do it on try it on like a character model or something. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You just have to strip the paint or prime over it and start again. Now, something I have been thinking about possibly doing on this. I don't know if I will, though, because it took forever to get to where I'm at. But the sword, it's giving off all this fire and glow, right? So, would it be cool if I had, like, the orange object source lighting kind of on his armor and face and stuff? But, I'd spend all this time painting to get to where I'm at, and I, totally wreck it at that point. I wish it was possible to, like, save my progress and then return to it after trying something. But I don't think that's how it works. Take some black, really watered down, just kind of do a little bit of wash. I recommend larger models like knights, but a Primarch could work well too. I sure could. My camera likes to focus on my hands and not the thing I'm painting. It's kind of annoying. Just gonna give a little dab. Oh, perfect. Little dot of light to show the gem, like dotting an eye. All right, we got this shoulder pad done. I'm gonna actually pop this off and just let's just kind of see what it looks like in place. I've gotten this far, so a little bit of dopamine reward. Ooh, look at that! Wow. Shoulder pad. Oh yeah. It's coming together. It's coming together. Oh, I'm pumped now. I'm excited. I want to get his chest piece done next. Get that on. Oh. Oh, that looks so cool. That looks so cool. Awesome. This came off though, so I'm going to quickly glue this back on my stand. I'm living hoping the Space Wolf refresh closer to 11th means stress comes back, so I can paint the Primarch. You don't need no tutorials, Rockstar. I think it just works specifically for this piece because it's got lots of detail, so it's pretty easy to see where the light would fall. It's the big open areas I'm not so sure on. I'm gonna try using just poster tack here to hold this chest piece on the stand. I'm hoping that'll be enough. Press it on there real hard. There we go. Alright, let's paint the chest. Okay. A lot of trim. A lot of trim. Have to be very surgical and precise with the Ronak side here. My palette, it's already like drying out. Alright, so we got some trim. So much trim. And it's such fine trim, too. Yeah, gotta make sure you have a good tip on your brush for this kind of stuff. So, Travis, where is Lehman Russ? Did he die? I forget the lore. Or did he just become a tank? In the warp looking for the flower from Nurgle to save Big Emperor. Ah. Plot twist. Fulgrim is actually Lehman Russ. Returning from the warp. A flower to save the Emperor. Huh. Interesting. They've been advancing the King and Yellow plot. I think that's supposed to be Veldor in the warp. Could bring him rest back at the same point to fight Fulgrim. Ah. Yeah, it seems like they want to bring back a Demon Primarch and a Loyalist Primarch each edition. Or at least, yeah, because they brought back, let's see, Mortarion and Gilliman in 8th edition. And, or at the end of 7th edition, 8th edition. And then they brought back Ingron and the Lion. Now they brought back Fulgrim. That Fulgrim model, by the way, oh, it's pretty cool. I think some people might be hoping it's Vulcan. Or Jagatai Khan. Could be any one of them with the subplots. Well, I like that they're keeping us guessing. Do you feel like they're advancing the story too fast? Or should they slow down? Let's get some red oxide. Maybe they're not advancing the plot too quickly, but they're coming out with additions too quickly. Maybe that's it. You know, I had a thought the other day about Crusade. I was kind of thinking that I feel like Crusade's being phased out, but maybe I'm wrong because, you know, in 9th edition we had so many Crusade supplements, but we also had a lot of match play mission packs as well. And I was kind of comparing the amount of Crusade supplements in 10th edition to last edition, and we've only had the 2. And then it occurred to me, we've also only had the 2 matched play mission packs as well, the Leviathan and Pariah Nexus. So I'm thinking maybe Crusade's safe, and they're just doing less mission packs. And I think maybe when they do the next match play mission pack, they'll also have a kind of corresponding Crusade one. Maybe they're only doing like one per year now, instead of like one every 6 months or whatever it was. I do appreciate the slowdown in the mission packs because it was a little ridiculous last edition trying to keep up with the latest match play rules and everything. My gosh, this trim is killing me. When did 10th launch? I wonder if 11 is like a year out. Yes. I think 11th will come out not this summer, but next summer of 2026. They always line up edition launches with their fiscal year end. So like in late June. So yeah, we have like another year and a half of 10th edition, because they're on a 3-year cycle, it seems. I mean, they haven't officially said they're on a 3-year cycle, but they are. And then on the off years, they do a new edition of their skirmish game, and then halfway through you get the the Age of Sigmar alternating nicely with 40k releases. So I think this year, this fall, I think we might see a new edition of Warcry. If I was a betting man. And I think we're going to get another season of Kill Team, or however they're doing that. I haven't kept up with Kill Team. And then they'll... This time next year, they'll be doing probably a narrative event series or whatever to bring back whatever Primarch is gonna fight Fulgrim, blah blah blah. And then they'll start all over again. The new edition. That's the way I think it's gonna go down. Alright, so I got a little bit of yellow showing in the top of the eagle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab some Drakenhof Nightshade. Nice dark blue shade. And I'm just gonna dab that in there. Just to get that blue. And I'll go back and do some recess shading with this Nightshade as well later. I laugh if I so hard of call resurrects Ferris Manus. Revenge on Fulgrim. Isn't he like super dead? Wasn't he like the first Primarch to die? On Isfan? Alright. Just gonna start blocking in the brown, lighter brown. And it'll come together just like the shoulder pad. Supposedly their souls can't be killed like the Emperor did Horus. Ah. Yeah, they're captured in some Eldar Spirit Stones. Something goofy like that. This is insane. This trim is so fine. It's filigree at this point. You know, even if I was just painting this with metallics, this would be such a pain in the butt to paint. Just kind of like my normal finish quality for characters. This would still take me forever. It's definitely a project. eagle heads. Okay. Rest of the eagle body. Tips on the wings. Yeah, this is quite tedious. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Hopefully this is at least somewhat interesting to see. You understand my comments now about the custodies detail and armor. It's not gold to match the trim. Yeah. Oh yeah. Even painting my knights was a pain. They have like all that trim, so I was like painting all this metallic trim over everything, and ugh. Just requires a lick of patience. Paints are drying out. Boo. Okay. Okay, I think we're ready to go on to the next color. I think so. That is Everland Sunset. I should have probably been keeping a tally of how long this has been taking me to paint. All in all. Probably already on like 20 hours at least. If I had to guess. Maybe more. I don't know. It's hard to say. Because when I have been painting him, I've been taking more breaks. I can't just like sit down for 4 or 5 hours like I can other projects, because I think the other projects I make a lot of progress and it's like really encouraging, so I keep going. But this, it's like, you know, how long can you sit there and do trim, you know, before you go crazy? I don't understand how this Pro Acryl white is just so much better than most whites. I don't either. It's witchcraft. They did a good thing. It's the supreme white. And why the GW white scar is like one of the worst whites. I haven't tried the Fanatic Army Painter white. I wonder if that's any good. Alright, I think it's time to go down in size on brushes. So I don't screw up. Let's see here. Something smaller, but not too small. Something smaller. Here we go. I have this size 5 Reaper Sable. Yeah, this will do. It's got quite a fine tip on it. Almost too fine. Alright, pick some of that Ushati bone with the yellow intermediary color here. And the gold continues. Oops. My bad, my bad, my bad. Bump the camera. Ah, yes, I remember why I don't use this brush. It's too fine. The Army Painter white is fine. I don't mind using it, but it's thicker and doesn't cover as well. So once it's thin, the same consistency, the Pro Acryl covers like 2/3 as well. Ah, that's an informed fraction. I just trimmed my brush with an X-Acto knife. I hope I didn't ruin it and I just made it better. Because its tip was like sticking out too much. Oh, this is perfect. I think this is perfect. I actually think there's something wrong with it, and I think I fixed it. I usually avoid trimming brushes because that's usually when I mess them up and I have to throw them away. But now, Oh, I feel like this is actually usable now. It just had like a couple of hairs sticking out at the very end. And it was like kind of made the rest of the brush useless. But now I can have it come to a nice small point with enough of the hairs with the paint on them. And it does what you want a brush to do. Work. Get some more water in this mixture here. Little by little. You just gotta keep layering on colors until it looks good. I think that's the secret I've learned. Eventually your eyes just can't tell the difference of what's going on. It's like a bunch of pixels on a screen. They're all different colors. And when you stand back, you see something. I think that's all I'm doing here. I thought I would get both shoulder pads and the chest plate done tonight. But I think after I finish this chest plate, I'm going to call it for the night. So otherwise I'll start to get impatient, and I'll start rushing myself, and things will start looking bad. And we don't want that. And I feel like I've made some pretty good progress tonight overall on the model. So yeah, I've convinced myself. I'm also glad I waited to do this piece after I've gotten a lot of practice painting the rest of the body. So this is like, his chest is definitely like a focal point of the model. So I think being able to make this look pretty decent will help with the overall paint job. Alright, now just got Wraithbone is the final highlight. Some key areas, and then I just gotta do the seal and those tubes coming out. Just gonna do a little bit, couple spots here and there, just on the tips of these wings, these feathers. Just that final little highlight to kind of make it pop at the very end. Your hands are steady, not like my old man hands. Yeah, well, I got this hand resting on here, and then I rest my other hand on my other hand, so then I'm just really moving my fingers like a set of chopsticks. Kinda. Yeah, a little bit of practice on the steady hands. There's some days, though, where I've had too much caffeine, and I'm just, like, shaking. And it's like, well, guess I'm not painting today. Alright, well, I think that's it for the gold. And the chest piece. I got these tubes coming out and that parchment and seal. The parchment is going to be Ushati bone. I'll do a little wash on that. Started painting in 1978 with Ral, Parthia, and Grenadier bands. Very cool. I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. It's a bit before my time. This D&D models or historical? Old Mini Companies Fantasy. Ah, okay. Those old classic doofy poses. I love classic miniatures there. They have there's just something so iconic about them. Oh! There's a piece of gold filigree I missed. It's hiding behind the seal. Just a little bit. Focus. Yeah, sorry, my camera likes to autofocus on my hand sometimes. And oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, I think I got it. Alright. Yeah, there's like that little piece right here I missed. Now I got it. Alright, for the seal, I just do that with, Screamer Pink. And then I give the Caribou Crimson Wash and a little bit of highlight. Nothing too fancy. Alright, so the seal's covered. I just go. Are you painting Rebute? I sure am. Let me show you what I got so far. So I've been working on his body for the past few weeks. Earlier tonight on stream, we painted the shoulder pad here. Yeah, I've been working on him off and on for a few hours over the past few weeks, here and there. I'm painting him for, I'm going to submit him to Golden Demon. Never entered it before. Probably won't win, but I just want to go through the process of trying to paint him to the best of my ability and, you know, all that good stuff. Trying out non-metallic metal. I've never really done it before, especially to this scale. Yeah, so far, I think I'm liking it. Pretty pleased with the results overall. But yeah. Good luck. Thank you. I mean, I think just seeing my model in the display case next to all the other ones would be reward enough. Because there's some really talented painters that enter in that competition. I've gone and looked at them in the past, and it's just like, wow. Really cool. Alright, so I'm going to take Karex Stone. Just a little bit of that. And I'm going to thin it out with some water into like a wash, pretty much. A washy glaze. I'm going to go over this parchment here. Shade it a little bit. Give the paper some character. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of Agrax Earthshade, I think. I don't need much, just a little bit. A little bit. Just want to get in the recess a little bit. I'm also gonna thin this out because Agrax can be kind of potent. I'm just gonna carefully get under here a little bit. Just get a little bit more shade and ambient occlusion in between those two folds of the paper. I'll get the backside too, even though you don't see this at all. I'll go heavy on the back, I don't care. Good night and best of luck on the Golden Demon competition. Well, thanks, Michael, for stopping in. Have a wonderful evening. Alright, I'm going to wash the seal with Erebor Crimson real quick. And then we got those tubes. I'm just gonna do that with Corvus Black. And a little bit of highlights. Nothing super fancy. It's not really the focal point of his chest. But those do need to get colored in. This tube over here. They sculpted the back side of this, might as well paint it. Okay. While that dries, I'm going to go back to the scroll, and I'm going to do some text. I grab a very fine tipped brush, and I got some black on my palette. I'm going to mix a lot of water in there. It's going to add a little bit of text. It's not as fine as I wanted it to be. I'm going to try to thin it out a little bit. I'm going to take some shoddy bone, mix it in with the Carrick stone. just gonna try to like make the text a little more faint. I don't know. Well, that is always something I can go back and touch up later. But I think for now, I might leave it as is. Get some highlights on here real quick. I'm going to take some wreath bone and mix it in with my Screamer Pink for a little bit of highlights here on the seal. I'm going to take some white and mix it into my mixture. For something really bright, I'm just going to add a couple little dots. Where the light is really catching the seal. And I think I like that. I'm going to take some white and add it to my Corvus Black mixture just to get a little bit lighter gray here. We're up to about a Mechanica standard gray. Just going to add a little bit of highlight on these tubes. Alright, well, I think that is where I'm going to leave it tonight. I will throw this on the model just to see what it looks like. Let me do that real quick. I got some poster tack. I won't glue this together quite yet, in case I need to remove it. But you can see. The Guillermin. Zoom out also so you can see what the heck I'm doing. Alright, look at that. Fun stream. Great job. Thank you. Wow, look at that. Oh, so cool. Yeah, he's really coming together. And then the sword. Let's get that attached. Oh, I need to do some work on the sword yet. I think I need to make it a little bit brighter. In its brightest areas, but yeah, he's coming along. The Guilliman. Alright, everybody. Well, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'll be back next week streaming, painting, probably painting Guilliman some more. But maybe I'll paint something else if I'm feeling it. Mix it up a little bit, but yeah. Wow, I'm excited now. He's starting to come together, so now I'm like super motivated, and I wanna kind of keep going at this. I'm really happy. All right. Well, have a good night, Travis, David, Michael. Thanks for stopping in. If you're still around, Francois, and Ian. All right, guys. Well, catch you later. Bye.